Yo, what up, guys? Welcome to episode, I am not sure, I think 23. It's been a minute. Been getting back to school. I didn't have a laptop for a while, so and football season's finally starting up. First game was on Thursday, Bills Rams, great game. And then yeah, games are today. Today's Sunday, so just thought I'd get an episode out before the game start. We got special guest today, my little brother, Shreejan. You want to introduce
What's
yourself?
up? Yeah, I'm Shreejan, his little brother.
Nice. All right. So today we're just gonna be reviewing some of our fantasy teams. Um, yeah, so I'm gonna share screen and we're gonna switch to that.
All right.
All right, so here is the team. Okay. Can you see your screen?
Yeah, I can hear that. I can see
Okay.
that.
All right, so this is my first team. Don't know which. I think this is the league me, you, and Omar are in. So we'll
All
start with
right.
QB. Tom
Mm-hmm.
Brady, running back DeAndre Swift, right? Another running back James Conner. We got
Mm-hmm.
Cooper Cup went crazy with a 31.8 against the Bills. Michael
Yeah.
Pittman, Mark Andrews, Jerry Jeudy, Saints defense, Harrison Bucker, and then the bench. We got DK Metcalf, Clyde, Ramondre Stevenson, Devontae Smith, Tony Pollard, DeAndre Hopkins, and Marquez Valdez Scantling. So, how would you rate my like overall team? Like, what would you give it out of a 10? And where do you think I could have improved?
I give it a 9 because the fact that you have DK on the bench is one thing, but then your whole team is pretty good. And like Michael Pittman's put in a great situation, Jerry Judy's put in a great situation, and your running backs are pretty good. And they're all both of the running backs are receiving backs, so that helps with PPR. And then yeah, this team's pretty good, and your bench is pretty good too.
Yeah, I feel like the only area of weakness right now would be my RB2. I just don't know how James Conner's gonna do. Um,
Yeah, I mean, that's not a huge issue because I feel like you have Clyde or Stevenson on the bench, which both of them have huge upside. And then I
yeah,
don't know about Jerry Judy either, but like DK could still be good, so it's not the biggest deal.
yeah. Jerry Judy has Russell Wilson, so I feel like he'll be good. And Tony Pollard's a
Yeah.
great like backup.
Yeah.
Okay. So then I'll go to another team. So this is how do I go back? Okay, there we go. We will do this one. So this is my team in this league. Matthew
Mm.
Stafford shit the bed with the
Yeah.
7.8
Same
points.
for me. Same for me.
Did
Yeah.
you have him too in one of them?
Yeah.
Okay.
I have
Well, I
him.
have CMC. I got really
Mhm.
scared when the whole injury thing came out where he was like, oh, he might be injured. But we have
Mhm.
CMC, DeAndre Swift, CeeDee Lamb, AJ Brown, Zach Ertz, who's questionable for today. And then I have MVS, Ravens, and then Brandon McManus. And then Brandon Cooks, Amon-Ra, St. Brown, Elijah Mitchell, Rashad Bateman, Tony Pollard, Jacoby Myers, and Michael Gallup. What I don't know, I have MVS at the flex, but I low key want to put Brandon Cooks there, but he is playing
Mhm.
Colts defense. So that's why I'm like a little,
Uh, MVS not a bad pick because the Cardinals don't have a very good secondary. They got Byron Murphy who's going to cover Juju.
yeah. And then the
So
other guy's
like,
injured, right?
yeah, they're I don't know who is it, but I think yeah, you could put MVS, but I think Brandon Cooks is not a bad play either because I mean he's the only receiver on the Texans capable of catching a ball. So like it's
The
not a
only thing is
bad
I'm thinking they're playing the Colts defense.
yeah. It you could pretty much play anyone for your flex in the top three bench, like Amon-Ra, Elijah Mitchell, Brandon Cooks. Like I could play Elijah Mitchell because he plays against the Bears, so like that's not a bad pick. But a lot of people are like, don't play him because like I don't know, they're not
Yeah,
going to use him or something.
I could play him. I could also play. I could literally play any of these receivers, but I
Yeah,
don't know.
it's interchangeable,
I
and I
think
don't
I
know.
don't really care about this league that much, so I'm just gonna leave MVS and see if he has like a pop off game, and then
Yeah,
go from
Zach
there.
Ertz is questionable, so if he doesn't play, you'd have to go pick up someone.
Yeah. Okay. And then I'm gonna go to this is one of our friends' leagues. So this is my team. I think it's a 8-person league, so that's why it looks kind of stacked. But we got Jay Herbo, DeAndre Swift, Nick Chubb, Cooper Cup, AJ Brown, Kelsey, Jerry Judy, Ravens defense, Nick Folk, Cordero Patterson, Hunter Renfro, Clyde, Brandon Ayuk, Mike Gesicki, Traylon Burks and Matthew Stafford. So that is this. Like, I feel like this might be one of my better teams.
Yeah, this is a very good team. You could honestly even play like anyone in your bench as a flex. Like Jerry Judy's obviously a good pick though. Your running backs are good. Your receivers are obviously really good. Quarterback's the best for fantasy. So yeah,
What would you give it out of 10?
like a 9.
It's the same as the other one.
Yeah, it's like it's almost the same team, just different players. And like,
I think this is a little better than the other one. I'd say I give this like a 9.5.
yeah, it's not bad. It's definitely 9.5 ish.
Yeah. Okay. So, and then we'll go to my last team. This is probably the team that I care about the most. Kind of iffy. We'll go to the matchup after this, and then we'll see. But we have Derek Carr at QB, Javonte Williams, Elijah Mitchell, Jamar Chase, Mike Williams, Kyle Pitts, Juju, Chargers defense, Jake Elliott, Ramondre Stevenson, Devontae Smith, Chase Edmonds, Chris Olave, Naeem Hines, Irv Smith Jr., and Isaiah McKenzie.
That's not bad.
This is for a 12-person league, so that's why it's a little bit worse.
It's your running backs have huge upside, but they're both like, you know, I'm not sure how to
High
say it,
risk,
but
high
they both,
reward.
yeah, that's the right way to say it. Because Javonte plays with Melvin Gordon because he got paid, and Elijah Mitchell, like, who knows? I mean, he's on the 49ers, so like anything could happen.
Yeah.
Receivers are very good. Flex is a good play too.
The only thing I
Kyle
was
Pitts is
worried
a good
about
pick.
was Mike Williams at wide receiver 2. He literally is the wide receiver 2 for the Chargers, which was like I would prefer a wide receiver 1 here. But
Yeah, but like I think Keenan is the first target. I think Mike Williams would be the second target. So like it's fine.
yeah, I don't know.
As
I
long
also
as you
don't
don't
really
have
like
like
Kyle Pitts at tight end. I just don't think the Falcons are going to be good, but I don't have any other tight ends.
he'll definitely be like decent. Like he'll still
Yeah.
do something. Like he's too talented to not do anything.
Yeah, that's true. So what would you give this out of 10?
Like an 8 or like a 7.5. You're just running backs are really boomer bust, and then you're like an 8. An eight's fair. Yeah, your running backs are just boomer bust, and then
This is
yeah,
the
that's kind of
matchup
it.
so far. It was my friend Tarun's team. So during the draft, he doesn't really know. He doesn't watch much football, but like he knows the ins and outs. But during the draft, he was like, "Who should I draft?" And we told him like we were messing with him like, "We're draft Josh Allen like early." So he drafted him early, and then we were like, "Oh, draft like Diggs and Gabe Davis. They're on the same team. They'll do good." Even though in fantasy you don't want to draft players from the same team. And then
Yeah.
look at this. He has Trevor Lawrence and Justin Fields, and he already has Josh Allen. And
Yeah.
dude scored 76 points. Like I'm about to lose week 1 because somehow drafting Josh Allen, Stephon Diggs. Oh, no, I did not mean to do that. Stephon Diggs and Gabe Davis somehow ended up. It makes no sense. I'm
Yeah,
just hoping
that's
for like, I'm honestly hoping for like a 50-point game from Jamar, like that he had against the
mhm.
Chiefs. Like that would be
That's definitely possible. Like he's playing against the Steelers, whose secondary is not very good. So
yeah. But yeah, I'm losing this one. And then my last team, this actually is a Dynasty League. So that means it's gonna renew every year. We're just gonna keep like all of us are gonna play again next year. What we're gonna do though is you get to keep 6 to 7 players, or I think it's 6. You get to keep 6 players from this team for next year. So
mhm.
I'm kind of stacked, and it was an auction draft as well. So you get to like pay for who you play, and you start with like 200, and you go from there.
Mhm.
So Dak Prescott, and I got Jay Jettas, which was huge. I knew I needed to get him because what's it called? It's a dynasty league, and he's one of the best young receivers. Not even young, like he's one of the best receivers in the league. I'd say top 2.
Mhm.
Like him and Devontae are like top 2 in my opinion. And then like so I ended up paying like I think 72 for him out of the 200. So I wasted a lot of my budget on him, and then I ended up getting Debo Samuel as well, which was a crazy pickup. He went for a lot lower. So yeah, and then we got Dalvin Cook, who is a little bit older on the running back side, and he's on the same team as Justin Jefferson. But I thought like, oh, I just need one of the best producing running backs, and Dalvin
Yeah.
Cook's top 5. So I was like, okay. For RB2, we ended up going with Brees Hall. He's a young running back, and he's on the Jets. He has high upside.
Mhm.
Yeah, Dalton Schultz, tight end, nothing really special there. Juju, who knows where he ends up staying. Excuse me. I just thought he was like a good wide receiver one to have. And then we got Trevor Lawrence as a backup QB. He's a young QB. If he ends up doing well,
Yeah.
he'll be a good investment. Isaiah Pacheco, this was kind of like a stupid pick, but the word around Chiefs camp is that he is running back 2 right now, and he could potentially be the starter by week 3 or 4. That is the buzz around Isaiah Pacheco. I got him for $5, kind of overpaid. Should have got him for like 1 or 2, but got him. Michael Carter, the Jets backup running back in case something happens to Brees Hall. Thought to pick him up. Pat Fryermuth, backup tight end, if Dalton Schultz gets injured. Then I got Chase Claypool, which is another boomer bust receiver, and then Raheem Mostert, my running back, and then Evan McPherson, my kicker, and then my defense is the Rams.
Okay. So it's a pretty good team. I mean, there's not really any complaints. You just don't know what Brees Hall could do. And I feel like, but the thing is with Justin and Dalvin being on the same team's an issue, but I feel like they're both super talented. So they both could do good at the same time. Like they're like one of the exceptions.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. So I was actually really proud of this pick, that getting Justin Jefferson and Deebo Samuel. These are both very young receivers that are going to last me a while. So I feel like right now my 6 keepers for next year are probably end up being like Justin Jefferson for sure. Deebo Samuel is my second one, and then I would probably keep Dalvin Cook, even though he's getting a little older. I'd probably keep Dalvin Cook. So those are 3. 4, I think I'm gonna pick between Dak or Trevor Lawrence, whoever does better this season. So that's the QB that I'm gonna keep. And then probably not gonna keep any of the tight ends. And then I'm probably gonna keep Juju if he has a good season. And then I'll probably also keep Brees Hall if he has a good season. So those are my 6 keepers. Just getting the young players, I think was a big part of it. So those are my teams. We'll stop screen share. And then, so Shooter, you want to start sharing your screen? We can go over yours.
Yeah, give me 1 second.
Yeah, you're good.
Can y'all see my screen now? I'm on an iPad, so it's not the best, but
That's all good. Okay, let's start with this one. So Matthew Stafford shit the bed. I had him too. Derrick Henry and Nick Chubb, Keenan Allen, Brandon Cooks, Darren Waller, Robert Woods, Broncos, Greg Joseph, Godwin. Dude, your bench is stacked.
Yeah, so
although it is very wide receiver heavy.
Yeah, I pulled off a trade. I gave Cortland Sutton for Godwin, I think. So
is it just a one trade?
Yeah. I got Juju from him too. He just like really wanted Cortland Sutton, so I was like, okay.
Oh, that's not bad.
Yeah. But I mean he has the biggest upside as a receiver, so it's not the worst. And Godwin's hurt, so
I mean, yeah, but dude, your bench is really wide receiver heavy.
Yeah,
you only have Damian Harris as your backup running back. If anyone,
there was no value when I was drafting as a running back.
But now you have trade value. Like if anyone needs a wide receiver, you have trade value.
Yeah, that's good. That's how I got Godwin.
Yeah,
like Juju. So.
I really like the running backs. I really like the wide receivers are decent. I like the Brandon Cooks pick. Darren Waller's good. Yeah.
Okay, I definitely could play. 9. Yeah.
I think it's like an 8.5.
Yeah, I could play Juju, but I'm not sure yet because Robert Woods plays against the Giants. So
probably better. Yeah.
And with Juju plays against Byron Murphy, so I don't know. That depends. Yeah. And the matchup right now, yeah, Stafford's terrible. That happened.
And then, terrible. I'm definitely subbing him out in my other league. So yeah.
And then he had Diggs and Singletary, so right now he's doing pretty well.
Mm-hmm.
And then my next league, this one. So this is my team. I have the same receivers as the last league. It kind of not coincidentally, but it just kind of happened.
Okay, so I'm assuming you had the first pick.
Yeah, I think I had the second pick. I think I got second pick.
So did someone take CMC with the first?
Someone took Mahomes because someone didn't know how to draft, and then someone took Cooper Kupp. So.
Oh wow. Okay. Well, nice.
Yeah.
go Jonathan Taylor. He's going Taylor. Aaron Jones, solid, solid. Keenan Allen, Brandon Cooks, Don Schultz, Amon Ra. This is a really good team. The
On
only
the bench.
weakness there is tight end.
Yeah.
Oh, you have Elijah Mitchell on your bench. That's crazy.
Yeah. And then I think my bench is really I'm happy with my bench because I got a ton of key players. And then I took a rookie with
Go to
James
your
Cook.
starters again.
I actually could have taken
Are you
Kittle
sure
at
you're not
my
gonna
spot.
play Elijah Mitchell at the flex?
That's what I'm trying to figure out. I might, but it's just I'm not sure yet. I might. We'll see.
I guess.
But
I just thought that since the Niners run the ball a lot and Debo doesn't want to be associated with running the ball a lot, that might be beneficial.
yeah, and the Bears, I don't know about their defensive tackles, so that depends.
They put up that one guy, or that one guy did he end up getting traded? What's his name?
Roquan Smith? No.
Yeah, Roquan Smith. Did he end up getting traded, or is he still there?
Nah, he's still there.
Okay, makes sense. Yeah,
And then
like an 8.5, 9, same thing.
Yeah, Schultz was I had like Waller available, but I took Schultz because he was in a better situation. I was like, Dak's gonna throw to CD and Schultz. Like I feel like those are the only two people he's gonna throw to.
For his position.
So I just took him. He was 3, yeah. So I was like, okay, it's worth taking a guy who's in a good situation.
Yeah. All right.
And then last league.
Jeez.
Or
Got so
yeah, yeah. This one, this is the league I'm with my brother.
Okay. So you also have a stacked team: Joe Burrow, Jonathan Taylor, Aaron Jones, Stephon, AJ Brown, Hunter Henry, Antonio Gibson, Bucks D, Dustin Hopkins. Right.
And then in terms of tight end, George Kittle's hurt, so I can't play. So I had to pick up Hunter Henry. No, George Kittle was. Then I had to pick up Hunter Henry because he was out, so I just put him in.
Okay. I like this team too. You got a solid bench.
Yeah, I just have a lot of high upside players. I'm taking Brandon Ayuk a lot because I think he's very.
I agree. I have him in one of mine. I think
that Debo will be good, but I just think Debo is like a little injury prone. I know last year didn't get hurt at all, but I don't know.
I just don't think that the Niners are going to use him the way they've been using him recently, and I think he's going to be more of.
I think Ayuk's just going to be really good, and then that's my team. And then I got one more. It's like a 4-person league that I just randomly did with my friends, and obviously it's really stacked because it's 4 people. Yeah, everyone has a pretty good team, and then the bench is just whatever. Like it's the same thing.
That bench is a starting lineup for most people.
Yeah, it's basically this. It's a 4-person league, so it's just really stacked.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, yeah, this is a 10 because it's a 4-person league, but
yeah.
Okay, so now we can move on to let me go to just NFL and then look at the schedule, and we can NFL home schedule. Okay, we're gonna put this here, and then give me 1 sec. Okay, so now share screen. Okay, can you see it, Shooting?
Yeah, I can see that. Yes.
Okay, so I had the Bills winning the game before. Who did you have winning that game?
I actually had the Rams because I don't know. I just thought that like Kupp and Stafford would just pick up where they left off, but that did not work out. I just think the Bills wouldn't be.
Left off. I think Kupp picked up where he left off. Stafford was just subpar. Yeah. Bro. He was really bad.
He had an elbow issue, and he got sacked like 7 times.
Yeah.
His O-line's not the best anymore. Yeah.
Okay, so we'll start with New Orleans, Atlanta. I'm gonna take New Orleans on this one.
Yeah, New Orleans, pretty obvious. Okay. Atlanta's basically the worst team in the NFL.
Yeah. And we got San Fran and Chicago.
San Fran.
Same. Pittsburgh, Cincinnati.
Cincinnati probably. Yeah.
I low-key think that the Steelers could upset. I think that's just the salty Chiefs fan inside of me wanting the Bengals to lose week 1. But I think I'm gonna end up going with Cincinnati.
The Bengals, their team only got better and they made the Super Bowl. So like they are clearly Super Bowl contenders. People aren't like realizing that they have the same team but a better line. So
Right, but the Super Bowl hangover does exist.
yeah,
And then so there's Philadelphia and then Detroit, pretty easy. Philly.
definitely.
I'm gonna pick the Patriots against the Dolphins.
I'd pick the Dolphins. Their team is just too good. Like,
Yeah, I know the Patriots have a lot of, or the Dolphins have a lot of talent, but I think the reason I'm going Patriots is because it's Bill Belichick against a first-time head coach, and I just think
mhm.
Bill Belichick's gonna outcoach Miami, and I think,
Yeah,
yeah,
that is fair. I just think Mike McDaniel's like really good too, and I think he'll fit in honestly. And like Tyreek will carry like Tyreek will have all the defense against him, so Jalen Waddle's gonna be open a lot. They got like three running backs to use, and like their defense is still solid.
yeah. I mean, yeah, I just kind of want them to lose because Tyreek's on that team now, but it's whatever.
Yeah,
Okay, Baltimore at New York. I would take the Ravens on this one.
yeah, Baltimore. Their
Okay,
secondary is their defense is very good. So
okay, and then Jaguars and the Commanders. I'd take the Jaguars on this one.
I'm gonna go with the no, I don't know. That one's
Commanders have
tough.
Chase Young is out.
Yeah, that's the thing. But I just think the Jags aren't ready to take a huge step yet. I think the Commanders have to win. Like they got Carson Wentz, who wasn't he was had good stats, but he just has terrible decision making. But the Jags don't have enough talent to beat the Commanders.
I mean, that's fair. I think I'm gonna stick with the Jag. Okay, the Browns and the Panthers. I'm gonna go Panthers on this one.
Yeah, Panthers.
Even though the
It's not
Browns defense is
obvious.
really good.
Yeah, I just think the Baker's gonna get his revenge game, and then
Yeah, yeah. I want to see Baker do well. I
like
hated Baker when he was on the Browns, but now that he's out of there, I low-key like him.
yeah.
Colts and Houston. I'm gonna take the Colts.
Oh yeah, Colts. Houston's also one of the worst teams, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Giants, Titans. I'm gonna take the Titans.
Yeah, Titans is fair.
Yeah. Okay, this is where it's a little bit tough. Green Bay and Minnesota.
I'm actually gonna go with Minnesota.
Same.
Uh,
I'm going Minnesota as well. I don't think
uh,
Aaron Rodgers is gonna figure it out week one with all his receivers. Christian Watson,
yeah.
Ramon Bates, or whatever. I don't know.
I just
Um,
think the Vikings are like, they've always been a really good team in my mind, but Mike Zimmer just like has sold for their team. Like they
yeah.
have the most
Who's their
choking
head coach now? They got
history.
a new one, right?
Yeah, Kevin O'Connell.
Yeah, yeah,
He's not a bad coach. If you
yeah.
fire Mike Zimmer, that's an automatic 3 or 4 more games. I feel like because
More wins.
more wins because Mike Zimmer is terrible. So I just think they've always been a good team. It's just injuries that have either like kind of destroyed them or the coach issue. So now they have a new coach and their defense is pretty healthy. So I think the Vikings are going to win.
I agree. I think the Vikings are gonna win. I think they have more talent at wide receiver.
hmm
Rivaling talent at running back. Dalvin Cook and Aaron Jones are quite similar. I think Dalvin Cook's a little bit better, but then again, AJ Dillon's better than the second running back for Alexander Madison, I believe,
Yeah.
the Vikings. So it could go either way, but I don't think the wide receiver talent is anywhere close to the Vikings talent of the Packers.
Yeah.
So yeah, I got Minnesota on this one. The next one's pretty easy. Who we both think is gonna win? Like, like we got the jerseys on and everything. Kansas City's gonna win.
Yeah. I'm just really scared about our defense. It's just really young. We have about 3 veterans. One of them is like pretty much useless.
Who?
And then Frank Clark.
I don't know if I'd call him useless. I think so compared to last season, he's cut a lot of weight. He's
Okay.
lost a lot of weight.
Yeah.
He
I'm,
looks better. He looks faster.
yeah, I'm just saying useless because he got paid $104 million from the
Yes.
Chiefs.
He has not lived up to the contract except the 1 year that we won the
Yeah, but like Carlos Dunlap's not bad. He's had like 9 sacks last year, so like that's definitely helpful. Chris Jones is not
Chris
bad.
Jones. We have Karloftis now.
I just think our rookies need to pan out. We have a lot of young guys, except like
and in our secondary, we got a lot of young guys. We got rookie draft pick Trent McDuffie. We got 4th rounder Joshua Williams. We got 7th rounder Justin Watson, and all 3 of those are significant contributors on defense in the secondary. Like Trent McDuffie, L'Jarius Sneed, and Rashad. What's his name?
Fenton.
Rashad Fenton are our 3 starters at corner. Obviously, Justin Reed and Juan Thornhill are 2 starters for safety. And then Brian Cook's our 3rd, and then Deion Bush is our 4th. But for the secondary, for corners, we don't really have that much depth. And 2 out of the 3 depth that we have are both rookies. So
Yeah.
it's gonna be an interesting pan. I'm really, really excited to see our linebacking core though. Willie Gay
Yeah.
Jr., Nick Bolton, Leo Chenal, Elijah Lee.
Mhm.
I'm really, really excited to see those. I think by the end of the season, we could have a top 3 linebacker core. In the
Mhm.
league, I think Nick Bolton is just that good, and Willie Gay Jr. is no scrub. So,
Mhm.
um, yeah, I think we're gonna be all right. I'm really excited to see our offense as well, just to see how they split the ball, and everything, just to see how Mahomes deals the ball to Juju, MVS, Sky Moore, Mecole,
Mhm. Yeah.
Clyde, Isaiah Pacheco, Jerick McKinnon, Kelsey obviously is still there.
Mhm.
And then we got Justin Watson as the 5th receiver as well. So it's like I think there's high upside to this offense and defense. I'm excited. I'm just
Mhm.
excited to see the first game. It's been so long since I've watched a game. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
been actually so long. Um,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay, and then we'll pick off the last 2. I'm gonna pick the Chargers, and then I'm gonna pick Tampa Bay.
Uh, I'll go with the Chargers, but it's gonna be a really close game.
I agree.
And then the Bucks and the Dallas. Okay, so I'm gonna pick Dallas, I think. Because I'm not sure what's going on with Brady. That's one thing, but I think he's fine. He's playing, so yeah, that's not the biggest deal. But
Yeah,
I just
I
don't
don't
know why. I
think.
think Dallas is just. I just have a feeling Bucks are just gonna choke for
I mean,
some.
that's fair. I think it could go either way. I don't really care about that
Yeah.
game. But yeah, those are our picks for today. Any who do you think has the best fantasy performance? Any player this week who will have the
Any
most
this
fantasy
week.
points?
Ooh, I think it could be Derrick Henry, or I actually think it could be Derrick Henry.
I think it's going to be Jonathan Taylor because they play the Colts or they play the Texans.
Yeah, it's either one of them because Derrick Henry plays the Giants, and then Jonathan Taylor plays Houston.
Yeah. I
So
also
you
think
could
it
go
could
either way.
be I also think it could be what's it called? Who's the guy? Why am I blanking on this? Oh,
What position?
wide receiver. It's not Justin Jefferson though.
The
Jamar. That's what I was thinking of.
Jafar.
Jamar Chase. If the
Yeah,
Steelers
that's
defense
possible.
doesn't play out, I think Jamar Chase can have the most points. But yeah,
Yeah, I think who else could have it? I think Aaron Jones could be good too. I mean, yeah, he plays against Minnesota, but like
yeah. But yeah, that about wraps it up. Thank you for hopping on, Sturgeon. Thank you guys for watching. Yeah, stay tuned. We might be doing some live streams soon with watching all the Chiefs games or red zones, marking in the fantasy points. So stay tuned for that. Definitely not this week, but maybe next week. Just more fantasy review every week. We're gonna do a fantasy review, just figure out how our teams are doing, who to put in where, and who to start versus who, things like that. So thank you all for watching. We'll see you on the next one.